All right, so everything exists here and now. I'm assuming if you're watching this video that you have been interested in spirituality or some type of non-duality teaching. You are at least aware intellectually that all exists in this now moment, and this now moment is all that exists. So this is not a new statement. This is not a mind-blowing, life-shattering, reality-altering statement that is going to change your life. But I have had some movement in my life recently that has led to a new clarity on this statement, on everything exists here and now. Essentially, if you are into Jung at all, you can see this as the unconscious made conscious. So ultimately, everything exists here and now. So all expressions of life are correct. Every expression of life that you have expressed up until this point in this lifetime, in this reality, is correct. But what I have realized for myself, through myself, is that even though every expression is correct, because everything is God or the universe or consciousness, the infinite expansion of all being expressed and compressed in a finite reflection of the all, which is us and our bodies, our beings. So since I am a finite and fractal expression of the all that is, anything that I express myself as is correct because it is an expression of everything. But at the same time, not every expression of myself is the way that I need to be expressed. Not every expression of yourself is the way that needs to be expressed. Of course, it is always, and everything is always working out in your favor. If you do not remember that or realize that, sit and think about it and actually ponder that, because everything that you express and every experience that you have is an experience that is undoubtedly working for you, because everything that you do and everything you go through, you are learning from it. Everything is a learning experience. And the reason that we are here is to experience anything and everything that we can possibly imagine. And in so experiencing that, we are learning and remembering that we are just one expression of all that is. And recently, what I have come to understand is that, come to like actually truly understand, not just intellectually understand, is that while throughout my life I've been many expressions of myself, some of these expressions were fool's gold. And what I mean by that is I thought this was the way to live life, and this is the way that I need to express myself, and this is what I need to be. This is who I need to be. But I was thinking from the limited self and not the greater self, the higher self, if you will, that knows all, that is all. I was thinking from my personal, unique, individual perspective as a separate entity from everyone else and everything else around me. I was thinking from the limited perspective, the little man, me, the little man. And in so doing that and thinking from this limited perspective, I had many realizations of who I wanted to be. Like, I wanted to be rich and wealthy and that's really, and I guess like ripped. I want it to be jacked, huge. And while these things are fine and dandy and you can achieve them and it's all great, but the achievement of those things is not going to bring the satisfaction that you desire. And so when we are born, we know who we are. We remember and realize, we are aware that we are connected with everything and everyone in the universe. And throughout our early years in life, we display a lot of symptoms or signs that we are still connected with everything. We know exactly what we like and what we don't like. And we don't have any issue in saying, I like this and I want to do this because I like it. And I just know that to be true. Much like we don't have any issue in saying, I don't like this and I don't want to do that because I know I don't like playing at the park and going down the slide. So I'm not going to do that. But then as we go through life, we get older and we kind of forget that we are one with everything and we are a reflection of the all. And so maybe someone says, well, you have to go down the slide because the only way to be happy and to have fun while you're playing at the park is to go down the slide. So we go down the slide and, we see what they're saying. It is fun. And yeah, like I didn't mind going down the slide. It was all right. I saw that perspective and I can see why it was fun. So we continue going down the slide and we go down the slide every time we go to the park from now on. And we love going down the slide. We think we love it. We get to the point to where years have gone by and we continue going down the slide. We've been going down the slide every day and we loved it. So we go down the slide. But we lost that joy that we had of going to the park and playing that we used to have years ago when we didn't go on the slide. And we are sitting there like, why am I used to love coming to the park and going down the slide coming to the park and playing and experiencing the aspect of play at the park. I used to love that. And now it doesn't feel the same. I don't feel good internally when I'm doing it. What's up with that? Then we remember, yeah, once upon a time, I didn't go on the slide and I never liked going on it until so-and-so told me that that's the only way to experience happiness while at the park and to actually have fun. So the next time we go back to the park, we go and we play on the monkey bars like we used to when we were younger, before we were told how to correctly play at the park to enjoy it the most and to have the most fun. And then we go there and we're playing on the monkey bars. In that moment, we just had pure joy and excitement for being alive, for being there. And that was the feeling we used to have back in the day playing at the park that we had lost. And this is a lot like our lives. We are told that this is how you are going to live your life to have the best life possible. You are going to do all these things to have an amazing life. You need to get the girl. You need to be wealthy and make a ton of money. You need to have a nice car. You need to have a nice house. And, you're going to do that through this method. You're going to go to school and get this great job. And from that job, you're going to make a lot of money, or maybe a little at first, and then eventually down the road, you're going to make a lot. And that's going to provide you a nice life. And you're going to love that life. So we fool ourselves into thinking, you know what, that's right. Look at all these people. We've seen all these people in our actual lives. They have done this method and achieved happiness and fulfillment and satisfaction in life. Truly. Truly. So we think, okay, let's also go down that path and achieve happiness, fulfillment, and satisfaction, because clearly those are the requirements that it takes to be satisfied in life. So we go down that path. We forget that everything does exist here and now. So yes, that is this path to happiness and satisfaction is a path, and it works. And for some people, that is their path, but that might not be your path. And this is the realization that has kind of reopened my eyes, if you will. Because when I was younger, I didn't really care much about money and sex and like getting women. And then I went to college and I graduated, and I had a great practice of meditation that I would follow every day. And during this time, I was happy because of, I was just meditating. I was enjoying the moment, being here and now. And then after that, I was like, you know what? No, I need to actually go out and like get all these women and look as good as possible. And I need to get a better job and like make a bunch of money. And then I'm going to be happy. And so I did that, and I went that route thinking that that was the correct route, because I see all these people online that are doing that and they're happy or fulfilled with life. And maybe some of them truly are. I don't know. I can't speak for them and how they truly feel about life. But I know that for myself, that was not the right route, because it just left me feeling empty and hollow inside. And so then getting back into meditation and into doing things that I truly enjoy has actually allowed me to reclaim this happiness and satisfaction in life. And, that's enough of my own story, but I think for many of us, we do that. We chase others' ideas of happiness and confuse them for our own. And we think that because other people have become happy and satisfied and fulfilled through these methods, then we should too. We have to. That's the key. We think we have to, and that's the only method. We confuse ourselves because our brains just go along. Our true reality is within us. So we think, well, if I need to go and have sex with all these people to be happy, then I guess that's what I have to do. And, our brains are good tools. They listen to us and they think, all right, that's what this guy has to do now. He has to go and make himself the most desirable person, the most desirable mate, and so then he can go and have sex with all these people and be happy. And then you'll go and do that. And maybe for some people, it will bring you happiness and fulfillment. And for others, it won't. Because again, everything exists here and now. So every expression of all that is correct, no matter what the expression is. But if you're here, then, you're probably not, you're going to be content being the version of you that, beats your dick all day to porn and just sits in your room and does nothing and eats fucking Doritos and shit. That's probably not going to bring you fulfillment. And for some people that will. And that will be their expression throughout their lifetime. And that's all they will need to do. And that'll be good for them. But what you need to do is get back in touch with yourself. Truly. Within. Go within and truly see how you feel about your life and about the way things are going in your life and what you are doing, who you are being, who you are showing up as. And if any of those feel inauthentic, then ask yourself, what is the authentic version of you? What does that version look like? Who does that version come across as? Why have I been led down this path of not being that version for however long it may have been for you? So remember, all exists here and now. All exists within. Within us is the true reality, true existence of life, of everything. And outside of us, our outer reality is just a reflection of that which we have within, of that who we are within, which we are within. And we will experience our self. Our self will always be given back to us again and again and again and again and again throughout our life. And it is up to you to decide who you are and which version of you is the truly fulfilled and satisfied one, because happiness and fulfillment is a choice. And it's a choice to exist here now, to remember that this moment contains all the magic of existence and everything you could ever need. This moment has it all. So reclaim yourself in this moment, in the here and now, and allow yourself to remember who it is that you are and why it is that you are here. Because ultimately you have all the answers. So looking online and going outside of yourself to find these answers, probably just holding you back. And it's fine though if you do that, because that's also an expression of everything. And it is a necessary expression, because everything that happens in your life is, again, for your best interest, in your best interest. So everything is happening for you, but sometimes we confuse ourselves into thinking that we are on the right path and that we are in search of the true gold within, but we are actually just searching for fool's gold instead. And we've allowed that to be the thing that we blindly follow, and don't turn our heads in any other direction towards anything else, because we think this fool's gold is what we actually need. But if you are unsatisfied or not content, not fulfilled in your life, then you probably are chasing fool's gold. And it's time to remember what it is and who it is that you are, what it is that you enjoy, who it is you are. So go within and find it for yourself. Reclaim your inner power and see how you can lead the life that you are meant to lead. All right. Love you guys. Peace.